So, busy couples out there, how do you keep that sizzle in the marriage? How do you keep that going after years and years of getting married? And suddenly the other person happened to be like, you know, a reflection of who you are, like a shadow. And, you know, the sizzle just dies away. So today we're going to find out a little bit more.
It's not just one person who can be busy. It might be both at the same time. And this is how couples, they try to evolve, but at the same time, they change and just, they just change to another direction altogether. So we're going to unpeel this with our Professor Dr. Rosita Shari, who's a motivator. Good morning, Prof. Always a pleasure to have you with us.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Call me Rose.
So, so nowadays, people are, you know, faced with different challenges in their daily lives, right? And they are always, you know, they tend to be busy, and at the same time, they tend to neglect their partners or their loved ones. Is it true that when you're busy, you tend to change? And do you change that much?
That is something that we need actually to realize. It is not so much, that is not the reason. It could be one of the reasons.
One of the reasons.
But it is not the only reason, because people change, and especially when we talk about being busy, our busyness and every day does not mean that we forget our partners. But it is the way what happens is that because one of the biggest reason is because there is not enough commitment towards that marriage. So even you are so busy, if there is a big commitment towards that marriage, then they'll find the time, make the time, instead of being just drifted away by the trend, by the works and everything like that. So when people ask me, is it because each other's both partners or one of them are busy, then that's the reason. Actually, it is not just that, because when a person is busy doing his work at work, and he is with a team of people, or he is working with. So what happened is that the mindset, the values, the principle is also we call it that. I mean, you are more comfortable with that, and after a while, because you do not discuss much, you do not have the time and make the time to actually transfer whatever that you know and whatever that you have, what we call gain from the work. And after a while, the other partner is like another person, right? Because she is not, or he is not together, moving together.
Not
in other words, Dr. Baki Fuller says it's not orbiting with the same speed.
Oh, I like that word. Not orbiting with the same speed.
I mean, in every couple, you're supposed to complement each other, right? And you want to ask something?
Well, yeah.
You know, from experience.
I just want to find out. I mean, as you mentioned, I completely understand when you say two people go off into different tangents, and that you need commitment to work the relationship. But unfortunately, in this day and age, when everyone is busy trying to get some mullah into their pockets and make life better for the children, that would be the main focus of the parents. You know, get the kids going in their life. And suddenly the relationship between the husband and wife is not so important, or rather the communication, the relationship, that love, the sizzle, the sparkle is not important anymore, and thus that is, to me, the reason why it just drifts apart. If this is the case, is there something maybe the kids can do? And assuming these kids are old enough to recognize what's going on with the mother and father, is there something the kids can do to bring them back together?
Yeah, on that premise that they are big enough, they're old enough to actually, that they can be something that they can do. For example, like talk about good things about, you know, to the mother, they talk about the good thing what the father says about the mother and all, and ask them to talk about first time that they meet together and things like that. You know, maybe set a date for them.
Oh wow! Okay,
set up a date. And
my children do that a lot.
Really?
I mean, they will ask me to spend time. They will ask me to go for movies and things like that. You know,
just the two of you?
Yes, the two of us, and they will actually get into very creative things that they will just and it is nice. It is nice.
Oh, that's so sweet. Suddenly, you know, have the kids jumping into
yes, and because the things that as you mentioned just now, Annie, we say that our focus is on the children, and sometimes when we do things like this, we forgot what is more important, because when we do not actually build that relationship, work that relationship, and nurture that relationship, when we say that we focus on the children, then we actually do not realize that nurturing, building and work the relationship actually is also focusing on the children.
That's
because
true.
when a couple drifted away, and what happened to the children, they're not able to focus on them as well.
That's true.
Well, the saddest part that we can find out from couples is that they claim that after so many years of being married to each other, they say that they have grown so much apart that they don't even know each other anymore, and they cannot understand each other. How can this happen, and how can you actually mend the situation?
As I said just now, that marriage takes work.
Familiarity breeds
because
contempt.
we evolve, we change from we might not realize, but we change from day to day, and we evolve in the way we are. At the same time, that question just now, when you were asking me that question, the thing is it reality or is it something that we believe that it is? Is it true that when a person got married, when a couple be together for a long time, is it true that they drifted away, or is it that there are many of them that become closer to one another? Even the look more alike. After years of marriage.
After some time they tend to look like twins.
Exactly. My husband's theory is because we eat the same food and we sleep on the same bed. So
you sort of feed off each other, isn't it? Because in attitude and mannerisms, and if you're able to complete each other's sentences, you just sort of feed off each other. The sad part is when you see this beautiful relationship just going apart. Now let's talk about couples, who are about to get married, or who've just got married. These are probably the moonlighting years for them right now. It's the fun time. Wait till you're 10 years into the marriage, right? Okay. So let's talk about what they should do to ensure that it doesn't happen to them. I mean, they would have seen examples of people who have had beautiful marriages. At the same time, they would have seen people who have probably been married for 2 years and decided, okay, let's just go separate ways because this is really not happening. And if a kid is involved, then that's another bigger problem. So for couples who've just got married, or people who know people who are just getting married, what is that one advice that you give them so that they can just, make sure that this does not affect them?
Thank you so much. The one word that I can say is that the subconscious mind is very powerful. You have a choice, as you said just now, you have choices. Whether to look at the marriage that does not work, or to look at the marriage that does work. And actually to really focus on that marriage that works, what make it works, and to actually put it in a lot into the mind, and to only want to focus on that kind of marriage. Because what happens is that when we do not realize, when we do not take control of our mind, somebody else will. So, and the trend, the people around will actually have some say into what happens, what goes into our mind. So when we realize this, the subconscious mind is very powerful. If every time that we watch movie and the telemovie whatsoever is talking about divorce and things like that, that is the kind of movie that we want to watch. Beware, because it will goes into the subconscious mind and the emotion that we go through. And this is something about
the negativity.
This is something about the subconscious mind, is that it does not really have to happen, but it happens in the mind. So when you are crying together and feeling the emotion of being divorced and things like that, you are actually creating it into your life.
So you're replaying the movie back into reality.
Yes, that is something that we, as I advise the couple now, they are, because the trend now, and we see around their marriage after 7 years, after 2 years. Yes, I have my children's friend, and my children came to me and said, I have friends who are already divorced. And I said, oh my God. The thing is, because this is because we do not realize how powerful our mind is and how powerful our heart is. So we just live our life just like as if that just follow the crowd. And this is something that we need to realize, because if we want to have a wonderful marriage, we want to have a good marriage, create it in your mind. Create it while you are not married yet. Create it in your mind. And that to me is one of the advices that I can give.
Brilliant.
Well, okay, Prof, before we let you go, what other advice can you give, speaking from your experience? Short and sweet.
Short and sweet, okay. The thing is that forgiveness, and also to actually realize that our partner also make mistakes, and to commit to the first day, that when we say that we are married together, we want it to last forever, to the end of time. Yeah, and that is what we need to stick to. And there will be challenges. Challenges is just to tighten our relationship and to make us feel how beautiful the love is.
That's right. All right, well,
you know, like the saying goes, you know, it's not how it ends, it's how you go through the journey.
That's right.
So you should always enjoy the journey.
That's right. And it is a journey that you're taking with the person you love. Prof, thank you so much. As always, it's always a pleasure having you on air with us. Thank you very much.
Yep.